Okay, so this is sort of a follow-up video to my reaction video. I'm probably going to be making this my official review to the Keith Thurman versus Shawn Porter fight. There's a lot of things I wanted to address about the fight today, especially after seeing some of the comments and some of the articles that are up. But for this video, I'm going to just be sticking to the review. And I'll probably make another video about what I wanted to talk about. I think I even mentioned it at the end of my last video, which was about why I thought a rematch wasn't necessary. But I'll talk about that in another video. I'll upload a video right after this. Let's get more in-depth into what happened last night. So let's talk about Shawn Porter first. Shawn Porter, he was very impressive to me. The man looked very sharp. I saw a man that was very game bred. This is a person that wanted this, okay? And that's what we like. That's what I want to see in fights like these, okay? Two welterweights at their prime, their peaks, going at, this is for the WBA belt, and they both took this seriously. None of them cheated each other. And Shawn Porter, he was relentless. He had the right mindset in attacking Keith Thurman, okay? You can't just get bewildered by the power that one time possesses. And Shawn Porter, his chin, it endured. Like, there was this one shot that Keith Thurman hit him with. I thought he was going to go down. Like, that could have taken anyone down. Like a healthy young tree. That's the type of power that fist was packing in that punch. Like, I was surprised Shawn Porter stayed up. I thought the fight was going to end. Keith Thurman hit him with that punch very early too. It was like third or fourth round. I thought the fight was going to end in that following round, but no. Shawn Porter, he stuck in it, and I thought that was impressive. Another thing I wanted to highlight was Shawn Porter to me is a better outboxer than I gave him credit for. I didn't think Shawn Porter was also on the back foot at times, and I did not think that Shawn Porter could hold his own moving backward at all. Like, I thought it was just going to be, if Keith Thurman was to start backing Shawn Porter up, it was going to be a cakewalk. But nah, and Shawn Porter, he can box on the outside a lot better than I think a lot of people give him credit for. And yeah, his footwork was also pretty decent. There were a couple of like athletic moves that he was trying to do to juke Keith Thurman out. And I was surprised that Keith Thurman couldn't capitalize on it. I'm not going to I'm going to make that as a plus for Shawn Porter and not take away from Keith Thurman, because like I said, Keith Thurman was him. Shawn Porter with some good counter shots, but like there was this one time when Shawn Porter was chasing Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman tried to throw this punch. Shawn Porter ducked. I mean, he landed a punch of his own. But it's like the position that Shawn Porter was in, I was just surprised that he was able to dodge Keith Thurman's assault, his punch, and then throw a punch of his own and land it. I thought that was good. Also, Shawn Porter, like I mentioned in my last video, he did pretty well to the body. There was a couple times when I thought he buckled Keith Thurman with body shots. I mean, Keith Thurman looked like he was about to sit down on this one body shot that he hit on the 8th round. And I feel like my only disadvantage, like one thing I did not like, Shawn Porter did not take advantage of that moment. Like I felt like if he stayed aggressive throughout the rest of that round, he probably could have done some real damage. But again, Shawn Porter, he came in here. He was a monster. He was the person that he needed to be in order to beat Keith Thurman. Just unfortunately, he wasn't good enough, and Keith Thurman he inched him out. So let's talk about Keith Thurman now. Keith Thurman, like I said, man, some of those counters were something vicious. It's crazy to think that this person was friends, like Keith Thurman was friends with Shawn Porter at some point, when the way he hit him with that punch at the end of, I think, the third or fourth round. I thought Shawn Porter could have died Okay, that's how hard that punch was. I thought the man was gonna go down, and then you hit him with another vicious left hook, like more closer towards the end of the fight. I mean, there were some punches that, like I said, some of these punches could take down trees. Okay, take down trees, and he was hitting them on Shawn Porter, and they're nice to see. They're beautiful. Man, Keith Thurman, he was very sharp. One thing that really surprised me about Keith Thurman was that Keith Thurman was he was walking down Shawn Porter at certain times. I did not expect that. You know, I expected. I mean, of course, I don't think it's not like I said on my pre-fight thoughts. I thought that Keith Thurman was a decent inside fighter, but he was a lot. He showed me that he was a lot better than I gave him credit for. You know, he definitely, or he probably improved. Okay, which is, you know, definitely possible, especially with a fight of this magnitude. So, yeah, Keith Thurman looked very good in this fight. I mean, I hope this fight wins Fight of the Year. I mean, Fight of the Year for me, it's about how it's like classic bouts are about bouts that are not only meaningful but are very entertaining. And so this definitely deserves a Fight of the Year, or deserves to be a Fight of the Year candidate. All right, so yeah, that's it for my review. There's probably some other things I want to talk about. Hopefully, I remember in my next video when I talk about why I think a rematch is not necessary. But man, both of these individuals came in there ready to win. It's just, you know, of course, only one man could win, and that's Keith Thurman. I definitely agree with the scorecard with the judges, 115, 113 across the board. It was very, like I said, it was very close. Shawn Porter, I mean, I can see why some people would consider this a draw, but at the same time, Keith Thurman, he did his business, man. I mean, he stole some rounds with these one-hit wonders. Like, yes, I think that in certain times, I think that one punch can win you a round. Yes, I do. It may not be fair, but that punch also depends on your reaction to the punch. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, if Shawn Porter is hitting Keith Thurman with all these busy punches, I mean, even though they look nice for the judges, if Keith Thurman all of a sudden hits you with the bomb and your head snaps back, like, you know, nearly around your whole fucking head, I'm giving that round to Keith Thurman. You see what I'm saying? Because Keith Thurman, to me, in that round, did more damage. So, yeah, I agree with the scorecards, and I respect the decision. But like I said, Shawn Porter, it was very competitive. Shawn Porter did a hell of a job, and I can understand why someone will give this fight a draw or even say Shawn Porter won. I definitely understand that. But like I always say, I'm not an expert when it comes to the sport of boxing, but you don't have to be an expert to give your opinion on something. So with all that being said, thank you for at least tuning into the video and listening to my thoughts. I'll be back with some more shit later. Take care.